Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Marketing Officer, Salesforce.com, Lynn Vojvodich.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome. How's everyone doing today? All right. How many of you just attended the Sales Cloud keynote? All right. It was great. How many of you just came from the Chatter keynote? All right. And how many of you just got here? All right, come on, be honest. How many of you just got here? It's all good. It's all good because we've got a great lineup of product keynotes today. We just heard from Linda Crawford and her team about the future of sales and how you can get to the future today with the Salesforce One customer platform. Because in the Internet of Customers, connecting with your customers, your partners, your employees, and your products are more important than ever. And in the Internet of Customers, customer service and how you support your customers once they buy your product or service is absolutely critical. Before we get started, though, we're going to show everyone's favorite slide. Are you guys ready for this? You know what's coming? Yeah. I'm going to remind you that Salesforce.com is a publicly traded company. You may hear forward-looking statements. Please make your purchase decisions based on currently available technologies. And of course, all of this is available on our beautiful website at Salesforce.com. So you guys ready to get started? Yeah. You guys ready to get started? All right. All right. Before I bring Alex up, let's watch a video. Gentlemen, please welcome SVP and GM of Service Cloud, Alex Bard. Woo!
Thanks, Lynn. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. Today, we have an amazing hour planned for you. We're going to talk about service in the Internet of Customers. We're going to announce some amazing new features, and we're going to demo those features live right here on stage for you. And we're also going to talk to some incredible customers to share their journey with the Service Cloud. Now, this morning, I want to start by taking you on a bit of a journey. I would ask that you all close your eyes. Indulge me. Let's go on this journey together. Now, don't fall asleep. I know we all had the concert last night, but just stay with me. Close your eyes. Now, think about the company where you work. Think about the product or service that that company provides. Now imagine you're a customer. Imagine you have a problem with that product or service. Think about how you would contact support. Would you go to the website? Would you tweet? Would you email? Would you call? Think about that experience of finding out how to contact support and then contacting support. Do you have that? Now think about the experience of contacting support to getting your issue resolved. What would that process feel like? Now imagine the entire end-to-end experience, from finding support to resolving your question, and rate that experience. Be honest. Rate that experience in your mind on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being amazing and 1 being less than great. Again, think about that experience. 5 being amazing, 1 being less than great. Think about that number and hold that number in your mind. We're going to come back to it later. Does everybody have that number? Yes? Okay, good. We're going to come back to that. Now I want to start in the way that Mark started yesterday. I want to start by thanking you. I want to start by thanking you for giving us the opportunity to learn from you. None of this would be possible without all of your guidance and your support. I want to thank you for considering us and choosing us to be your partner, for trusting us in this incredible journey called customer service. And I want to thank you for inspiring us, for pushing us to continue to innovate our products to help you better engage with your customers. And we're listening. This year alone, we've delivered over 100 new features. Many of these features are true to the core features, features that you very specifically tell us you need to do your jobs better. We've made massive enhancements in case management, in knowledge, and in communities, all based on your feedback. We've also delivered some truly innovative features. Features like the case feed that show you everything that's happening with your case in a social feed view. Features like the multi-channel console, which enable you to expose a lot of that powerful Service Cloud functionality coupled with your own internal system so that your agents have everything they need right in front of them to resolve customer issues. It's this focus on true to the core and innovation that has made us the world's #1 customer support app for a 3rd year in a row, according to Gartner. This is an incredible accomplishment, but none of it would be possible without you. So give yourselves a round of applause, please. Now, as proud as we are of this accomplishment, what we're most proud of is the success that you tell us you're having by using the Service Cloud. It's absolutely incredible. These are just some of the metrics that you're sharing with us. A 34% increase in customer retention, a 35% increase in cost savings, a 40% increase in agent productivity. Think about that. A 40% increase in agent productivity. That's amazing. And a 41% increase in first call resolution. These are incredible metrics, but they all add up to what we consider to be the most important metric of all, customer satisfaction. And you're experiencing an average of a 37% gain in customer satisfaction. The relationship between your company and your customers is improving, and that's amazing. That's what we're so excited about. That's why we come to work every single day, to work with you to help that relationship improve. Now, I'd love to introduce you to one of our customers. We have Stephanie Bendrick from Great West Financial. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, Stephanie, tell us a little bit about Great West Financial and some of the challenges that you had before implementing the Service Cloud.
Great West Financial is a Denver-based financial services company focused on selling retirement plans to the corporate, not-for-profit, and governmental market space. Some of our challenges were when our customers called into any of our client-facing areas, it was really difficult to understand a 360-degree view of that customer. And that's mainly because we had all of our data in disparate systems. We had our core record-keeping system that housed all our financial transactions. We had a separate data warehouse for all of our documents. We had case management and activity management in separate systems.
So since implementing the Service Cloud, how has that helped you transform your business and address some of those challenges? And what are some of the metrics that you've been able to impact? I know you were a big champion for change.
I was. One of the major things that we did was bring that 360-degree view customer to life for our call center agents. And they were able to quickly ascertain what is happening on a customer. We were able to retire our activity management systems as well as our case management system and really make their jobs much easier. And we were able to more personalize service for our customers. And some of our key metrics are right in line with what you've put on the screen. We've increased our agent productivity. We've experienced increased retention from our customers, which really translates to the bottom line, as well as improved our first call resolution by almost 30%.
That's amazing. Truly, as I said earlier, that's why we come to the office every day, to work with companies like you and to help you move some of those metrics. Now, tell us a little bit about what's the future of customer service look like for Great West and for the industry?
So what we're really working on right now for the future is really building out our customer ecosystem. We want to further understand more preferences, relationship type information on our customers, and the people that work for our customers, as well as integrate knowledge, because we think this will be critical to really understanding them and being able to personalize even further when they call into us. I think for our industry, we face a lot of fee compression. There's a lot going on, and those customers that really embrace technology and are ready to move forward and be efficient with their business are going to continue to succeed.
Great. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Everybody give Stephanie a big round of applause, please. Now what I want to do is I want to go back to Mark's keynote yesterday, where Mark talked about the Internet of Customers. Well, in this Internet of Customers, every customer needs service. Service is becoming the foundation of the relationship between your company and your customers. And it's more important than ever. According to Gartner, 75% of all interactions that companies have with their customers are related to customer service. Think about that. 3 out of every 4 interactions that companies have with their customers have to do with service. That's amazing. It's in these interactions that trust is either won or lost. But it's getting harder than ever. Customers are evolving. And not only are they evolving, they're evolving faster than ever before. We're social. 4.5 billion of us connected to social media. We tweet, we post, we share our ideas, our comments, our feedback. Many of us now go to social media to post a question or a complaint because it's becoming a faster path to resolution than traditional channels. And we can hold the companies publicly accountable. Now, the good news is when companies engage, those customers are 4 times more likely to buy from them again. So there's an upside. We're mobile. This is the first year in history that smartphones outsold traditional phones. And there are projected to be 5 billion smartphones in use by 2017. We check our smartphones an average of 110 times a day. Think about that, 110 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. How many of you have checked your smartphone during this keynote already? That's right, and it's okay. We live in the mobile era. The smartphone is becoming the dashboard to our lives. There are apps for everything. Apps that tell you when to wake up. Apps to help you find the closest coffee shop. Apps to get directions to work, to find out the weather. There are apps for everything, and guess what? For many of your customers, and this number is increasing, this will be their only computing device. Their only computing device. They won't have a laptop or a desktop. This will be the only interface that these customers have with your company, with your brand, with your product, with your service. And are you ready? And we're connected. We're not only connected to each other, we're connected to things. It's forecasted that there will be 50 billion connected things by 2020. And all of these things will have a voice. That's incredibly powerful, but this is not some futuristic movie with Tom Cruise flying around and waving his hands. This is happening today. I'm connected to my Fitbit. It tells me how healthy I am based on the number of steps that I take. Based on my pacing around during this keynote, today is going to be a green day for Fitbit. Excuse me. I connect to my thermometer at home and I can set the temperature before I get home to ensure that it's nice and toasty. We saw Mark connected to his toothbrush. I even have a connected basketball. Yes, a connected basketball. It tells me how well I'm dribbling. It tells me the arc of my shot and the rotation on the ball to help me improve my game. It's absolutely incredible. And we heard Mark say yesterday that behind every tweet, behind every post, behind every app, behind every device, behind everything is a customer. And these customers need service, which is why you need the Salesforce One customer platform. It enables you to connect all of your apps, connect all of your devices, connect all of your customer data. And today I'm really excited to talk to you about the Service Cloud, powered by the Salesforce One platform. The Service Cloud enables you to embed service everywhere. It enables you to solve cases faster with intelligence and scale your support instantly. I'm going to take a closer look at each one of these. What does that mean to embed service everywhere? And why is it important? Well, because in the Internet of Customers, we don't carry a manual in our back pocket. We don't hunt around for the 1-800 contact us number, and we don't wait on hold for 15 minutes. Because if we do, you have to believe that during that time, we're most likely researching an alternative product or service. And that may be the last time you ever talk to that customer again. In the Internet of Customers, these customers expect frictionless, support at the speed of now. But how do you deliver that? Well, today I'm so excited to announce one-touch service everywhere, powered by the Salesforce One APIs. This enables you to embed your entire support process directly into your apps, directly into your products, directly into your devices. Imagine when you have a question or a problem with your camera, pushing one touch for service, just like Mark did yesterday during the keynote. It's already here. Imagine if you're in your car and the check engine light comes on. Nobody wants to fumble around with the glove box to try to find the manual. Imagine pushing for one-touch service right in your digital display. Or in your apps, when you're using an application today. Wouldn't it be great if there was one-touch service that was contextual, that answered your question and enabled you to continue to work inside of that app? And even in the hardware. We saw in the Philips demo yesterday, there was a physical button. That button said support, a physical support button right in the hardware. That's incredible. That gives your customers access to instant on service. And when you do that, you need to ensure that your customers can help themselves 24/7 from any device, which is why we're also announcing mobile service. It gives your customers access to cases, to knowledge, to communities, even to live chat, anytime, anywhere, and from any device. This is incredibly powerful. Now, in some cases, the issues are going to be complex. They're going to be sophisticated. And in that case, we're announcing co-browse. This is an incredible technology that enables agents and customers to collaborate to solve issues together. Now, you saw a little preview of this yesterday in the Philips demo, and we're going to show you some of these amazing capabilities. But first, I want to show you a video. I want to show you a video of a company that's been around for 170 years. A company that's continued to redefine itself, a company that truly understands the power of the Internet of Things and the power of embedding service everywhere. Stanley Black Decker, please roll the video.
Being able to fulfill a connected device world that not only connects devices, connects people, connects our businesses and our suppliers is the future and the vision of Stanley Black Decker. Stanley Black Decker is a Fortune 500 company, a little over $11 billion in revenue, 45,000 employees globally. We extend well past a wrench in a catalog into helping people to build, helping people to create, making them better and more effective and more efficient at the creative process. When people think about the brand, they think about quality they've trusted for a very, very long time.
Being a customer company is absolutely imperative to Stanley Black Decker. It's about the opportunity that we have to make our customer a brand loyalist for life. Using Service Cloud is like having a help button embedded in all of our products.
You may have people who are used to working with their hands under the hood of a car and who like to turn wrenches, but they still have an expectation that if they have a question, it can get answered quickly. They don't necessarily see it as technology, they see it as the experience, and it's what keeps them coming back.
Mobile application development at Stanley Black Decker is on the forefront, especially Mac tools, due to the fact that we're a mobile business. We're out on trucks.
The one common thread throughout the entire continuum is speed. The people who represent us in the marketplace, be it franchisees or distributors, they need answers quickly because demand is perishable.
Almost everything on this truck has lifetime warranty. So we have to service that customer for the life of that tool. We put together the ability for our franchisees to send text messages from their truck, which automatically go into the Service Cloud.
Using the Service Cloud absolutely impacts sales. When you can log 100% of your cases, when you can have the information that you need to get back to people quickly, then that inspires loyalty.
We can share that information across the Service Cloud. We can share that information across sales teams, which allows us to grow the business, allows us to get stronger, which gets us to the next level.
The paradigm of connected devices is the next generation for all companies. Tools talking to the devices, devices talking to people. Your tool tells your phone that you need to replace your battery, or your toolbox tells you that you forgot to lock it.
And then the future vision is for this technology to be robust enough and cost-effective enough to be embedded into the tools that you would buy at a big box outlet. You could bring that all the way down to the consumer application in the brother-in-law model of who borrowed my tool and do they still have it.
That ability to take information from that particular tool and how it's being used and sharing that information within the Service Cloud is a huge advantage. We can make people better. We can make technicians smarter.
I do see the Salesforce One platform being an enabler for this vision of connected products, connected communities, smart tools as they evolve to genius tools.
The Service Cloud allows us to engage with our customers in ways we never thought possible.
Service Cloud has given us the ability to capture the information efficiently, to be able to share the information efficiently, to be able to give our customers the answers they need more quickly and more accurately than we've ever been able to do before.
All right, well, I hope that you're inspired by that video as much as I am. Now, to show you some of the amazing capabilities that I just talked about and that you heard about in the video, I want to welcome up Sarah Patterson, our head of product marketing. Sarah?
Thanks, Alex. So our Service Cloud team is dedicated to helping companies like you provide amazing service at unprecedented speeds. So here at Salesforce, we like to have fun, and we thought that we would like to show the world our continued commitment to providing amazing service at these incredible speeds by doing something a little bit different. We thought that we would try sponsoring one of the fastest sports around, NASCAR. So you can see that when we got our car, it was missing a couple of parts, maybe a couple of wheels. But fortunately, here at Salesforce, we have some of the best engineers in the world. They did build Salesforce One, after all. So we decided to have one of them, our very own Danica Donner, go and start working on the car for us. Hi, Danica. So when we had her go and start working on the car, we gave her an amazing set of visionary DeWalt connected tools. So unfortunately, Danica has spent a lot more time under the hood of a laptop than she has under the hood of a car. So when we gave her this set of connected tools, she wasn't quite sure how to use them, and she was using one wrench in particular where she wanted to increase the power on it, but she wasn't sure how to do this. So what did Danica do when she couldn't figure out the answer to this question quickly? Well, she didn't have a manual in her back pocket. So she pulled out her mobile phone. And here you can see that she has access to DeWalt's app, where she can see all of her tools from DeWalt. And there at the top, that's the wrench that she's using. She taps into this, and because we're living in this world of connected products and connected devices, Danica can see all of the information from this wrench being pushed directly into her app in real time. So she can see the monthly usage, the battery levels, but she doesn't see here how she can increase the power. Fortunately, DeWalt is using the power of the Salesforce One platform to embed service everywhere, including in every app, and she can, in one touch, tap that question mark in the upper right-hand corner and be taken into DeWalt's Self-Service Center. Here, she can search for answers to her question. She can look at knowledge articles. That one at the top seems interesting, so she taps into it. And what's incredible is she can not only read about how she could increase power, but she can watch videos right from her mobile device. She sees that this one, it's a little bit too general for her needs, so she decides to go and see if anybody else has asked a similar question of the community. She goes through this question list. She doesn't find one that's quite right. So what she decides to do is she decides to go down and she's going to ask her question of the community. She taps in, and here she can post her question. And what's incredible is that using our new mobile service, she can actually take a picture of the tool that she is using and upload this along with her question. This is now immediately available for DeWalt's avid community of do-it-yourselfers so they can jump in and help Danica try to figure out how to increase her power. And we see that one member, JoAnna, just jumped on and said that maybe she needs to go and increase her torque settings. So great, Danica now knows what she needs to do, but she's still not quite sure exactly how she's going to do this. So she's really excited to see that Sam, a member of DeWalt's customer support staff, has jumped on, and he said that he can walk her through this process. Even better, he can show her how she can increase those torque settings. So great, this is using the power of our new co-browse feature. And watch, in one touch, Danica can share her screen with the DeWalt customer support agent. Look at that. We're looking on the right-hand side at Sam, the DeWalt customer support agent, getting a real-time view of Danica's mobile device. That's incredible. And now, Sam can walk Danica through the process to go into her wrench settings. And what's even more incredible is he can draw on her mobile device, so he can point her in the right direction. He can show her that she's hit her torque limits a couple of times and show her exactly where she needs to go to change those wrench settings. This is amazing collaborative service. Imagine if you were able to put the power of this into the hands of all of your agents. Now Danica knows exactly what she needs to do in order to increase those torque settings. And because we're living in this world of connected products and connected devices, that information is immediately pushed from her app straight out to her wrench. The issue is solved, the agent can end the co-browse and close the case, and Danica can get back to getting our Service Cloud car ready for our next race. This is a vision of how companies like DeWalt and Stanley Black Decker are using the power of the new Salesforce One platform to embed service everywhere, on every device, in every product, in every app, so that they can provide service in one touch to all of their customers. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Sarah. What an incredible demo. Now, I don't know about you, but if I were a customer and that is the service experience that I had, I would tell all of my friends. It'd be amazing. This is truly where service becomes marketing. It's absolutely incredible. Now, what I want to talk to you about is solving cases faster with intelligence. Now, in the Stanley Black Decker video, you heard JoAnna talk about speed. You heard her talk about the fact that they need to solve their cases quickly because demand is perishable. Think about that. Demand is perishable. In this internet of customers, how do you do that at scale? How do you ensure that your customers are getting the right answer the first time, every time? Well, that's why today I am so very excited to announce predictive intelligence. This is an incredible piece of technology. It's something that we've been working on for a while. It's an algorithm that analyzes all of the cases that come into your support environment. And when an agent receives a new case, it shows them similar cases. It enables that agent to click into those similar cases and see how those cases have been resolved, giving them the foundation for how to respond to the customer. It also surfaces the most relevant knowledge articles, giving them even more ammunition to get the right answer the first time, every time. And finally, if that's not enough, it shows the agent experts within the company who know exactly how to get this issue resolved. This is absolutely incredible, and it's just the beginning of what we're doing with intelligent service. There are so many possibilities. Now, I also want to announce multi-monitor support. This is one of our top true-to-the-core requested features. You voted, and you told us that you want this feature. And I've been to many of your call centers. I've seen that many of them have agents with 2 monitors. And I've always been jealous of that second monitor. How do we unlock the power of that second monitor? And that's exactly what we've done with multi-monitor support. It enables agents to pop components right out of the console and drag them onto the second monitor. And those components in the console still communicate. And what that does is it gives the agents all the screen real estate that they need to be able to research the customer issue and resolve it quickly and efficiently. Absolutely incredible. Now, finally, I want to announce the Salesforce One app for service. This gives you the power of the Service Cloud, our partners, and all of your custom apps right in your pocket. It means that anybody in your company, no matter when or where, can support and answer customer questions. This is an incredible technology that unlocks the idea of whole company support. Again, further driving the right answer the first time, every time. To show some of this amazing capability with us, Sarah, come back up.
Thanks, Alex. So it's been a little while since we checked in with Danica. She's been hard at work on our car, getting it ready for our first race. And she's been using her DeWalt tools a lot lately, especially this one wrench. And what we know about this wrench is that it's a connected product. The power of that is that the tool itself can communicate with DeWalt's customer support team, and it can let that team know if it's having any issues, maybe even before the customer themselves knows that anything is going on. And that's exactly what's happening here. What's happening is that as Danica is using this tool, that wrench is sending a case right back to a customer support agent, and it's saying, hey, you know what? I've been used a lot lately, and for some reason, my battery levels are down a little bit lower than they normally are. Can you look into this for me? So let's follow that case and take a look at it. Here, we're looking at Jesse's agent console. We can see on the left-hand side of the screen that Jesse is getting a complete multi-channel view of all of his cases. These are cases that are coming in from traditional channels like email and phone, from social channels, and even cases that are being generated from the machines themselves. In the middle of the page, this is where Jesse can see all of the information he needs to know about this particular case. At the top of the page, he can see all of the customer's information. And below that, this is where Jesse actually does his work. Here, he can take action on the case, and he can also see all of the actions that were taken before. And in this case, he can see that the wrench created the case itself. As he starts looking into this, he realizes that this is a new case for him. It's not one that he's solved before. But thankfully, DeWalt is using the Service Cloud's new predictive intelligence feature. And what's incredible about this is on the right-hand side of the screen there, Jesse can see similar cases being served up to him. He can click into these and now notice the middle of the actual screen changed. He can now see the complete case history, all of the information that was used to solve this case, all of the actions that that agent took, and all of the knowledge that that agent used to help him find the right answer the first time, every time. But as Jesse is going through this information, he's thinking to himself, wow, my screen feels a little bit cramped here, and I would love to be able to take advantage of this second monitor that I have on my desk. So now, using the power of our new multi-monitor support product, Jesse can in one click unlock that knowledge component and drag it over into that second screen. Look at all of that real estate. That's pretty incredible. And as he's going through all of this information, he's thinking to himself, all right, I've learned a lot about this case, but what I really need to do is I really need to actually see how Danica has been using that wrench. So since she's an important customer, he decides that he's going to reach out to her, and he's going to start a call right from the agent console. In one click, he can begin that call and reach out to Danica. And what's even more important than just doing a call? Well, how about doing a video call?
Hello.
Hi, Danica. It's your DeWalt customer support team here. We noticed that the wrench that you have been using has actually told us that it's losing some battery power. So we wanted to give you a call to see how you were using that wrench, and better yet, can you show us how you're using it?
Sure thing. I'm using this DeWalt impact wrench to try to remove some sticky lug nuts.
Oh, the sticky lug nut issue. I see. Well, that wrench isn't actually made for removing sticky lug nuts, but here at DeWalt, we have some other amazing tools from both DeWalt and Mac tools that are made for that specific job. Why don't I set up an appointment for one of our Mac tool sales reps to come out and meet you and show you those other tools?
That would be wonderful. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Danica. Happy racing. So now that Jesse knows what issue Danica's having and how she's using that wrench, he can create the appointment for Michael to go out and meet her. Now let's dive in and see what Michael sees. Michael, as a sales rep, spends a lot of his time out on the road. So he's using Salesforce One app right here. And we can see that he is getting a real-time feed of everything that he cares about. He can see his upcoming tasks and appointments. He can even see updates on case information. He can swipe to the left, and right here, he can access in one click his dashboards, his cases, his contacts. And because Salesforce One is a platform, he can also see all of his partner apps right here in the palm of his hand. But right now, Michael really needs to get up to speed on what's going on with Danica's wrench. So he taps into that task, and from here, he can even tap into the case, where he can see a complete view of all of that case information. This is the same information that Jesse had on his agent console. He can see that the wrench created the case, and he can see all of the activities up to that video call that we just had with Danica, all right in the palm of his hand. That's amazing service. And now, after Michael has gone out and visited Danica and closed the case, he can do that right from his mobile phone. He taps the publisher, the plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner, and then he taps to close the case. That's incredible mobile service, all powered by the Salesforce One app. This is a quick view at how companies like DeWalt are envisioning a future of connected products and connected devices. They are increasing their agents' productivity using our new intelligent service tools, and at the end of the day, increasing customer satisfaction. Thanks, everyone. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Sarah. What an incredible demo. Now, in that demo, we saw a bit of a preview, the video, the real-time video component. And I want to thank John Hernandez from Cisco for working together with us on that. That is a sneak peek of some of the amazing things that we'll be doing together over the next year in terms of real-time collaboration. And so you'll be hearing a lot more from us. John, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now I want to introduce you to JoAnna Sohovich. You saw her in that Stanley Black Decker video. JoAnna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us here.
Absolutely. We are so thankful for all that you've done for us and for the inspiration that you've given us. Now, Stanley Black Decker has a storied history, 170 years of being able to evolve to keep pace with their customers. How do you think about customer support?
You know, we have a variety of different brands and businesses, and so customer support is not consistent across every single business. But what is consistent is we've transformed from a company who hired some very amazing, conscientious, outgoing problem solvers to serve our customers, either in the customer support arena or tech support arena. But it was really a one-to-one conversation between the customer service agent and the customer. By implementing Service Cloud and logging from anywhere around 20% to 100% of our cases, we were able to create a continuum from past, present dialogues with customer interactions to between customer interactions. And that gained not only so much more productivity with our customer agents, but also a lot better information and then insights.
Now, that's amazing. Now, you guys are leading in this Internet of Things. I mean, with the connected toolbox, it's incredible. How has Service Cloud helped you kind of in that environment where customers are always on and always connected?
So we have a couple of examples. The Mac Tool Mobile Distributor, you saw the instance where we were able to create a text-to-case model. For Mac tools, going from 20% to 100% of cases logged, they were able to see that these guys who are on a truck, as you mentioned, their only device is their mobile phone. And when they have a quick question, they don't want to be on that phone instead of talking to their customer. So we created a text-to-case application that took into consideration their business model, the tools at hand, and how they want to interact with our customer service group. On a flip side, we have a software business called Cribmaster, and they were able to implement the Service Cloud not only to sustain incredible growth rates without having to add any more customer service agents, but also to track and renew the service contracts for their technical support group. I've just been told it's over 700% renewal rate for that business.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So service is sales. Not only is it marketing, but it also leads to sales. That's incredible.
Absolutely.
Share with us a little bit about, the future vision that you have for support and for Stanley Black Decker.
Well, you saw the hypothetical example of the sticky lug nut case, and that's really exciting. We're looking forward to continuing to make our tools go from tools to smart tools to genius level tools. But what I'm really excited about is a community network. There are a lot of gearheads out there who have information about what particular wrench to use to remove a filter for a 67 Chevy. And while we have great agents and great mobile distributors, they don't always know the answer to every question. And I've received a few indications via Twitter this year that indicate we have some real loyalists that want to be part of a community. And specifically, tattoos of our products on people's bodies have indicated an affinity and a need to be affiliated with our brand.
Now, JoAnna, I have to say I am one of those that tattooed myself with Mac tools. Yes, I'm a passionate do-it-yourselfer. Thank you again so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Everybody give JoAnna a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, finally, I want to talk to you about scaling your support instantly. Because in this internet of customers, every company needs to deliver amazing support to their customers. And that's why we have two products in our portfolio. We have Desk.com, which is built to meet the unique needs of SMBs, of high-growth companies, companies like Square, Instagram, and HotelTonight, who use Desk.com to support their customers across social and traditional channels. And as those companies evolve and become some of the largest companies in the world, companies like KLM, O2, Nissan, and HP, they can use the Service Cloud as their entire support platform. Now, you've heard us talk about some of the amazing new announcements and features coming out from the Service Cloud. I wanted to highlight some of the great things that we're doing at Desk.com. So today, we're announcing Small Business Intelligence, which includes a brand new engagement console. It allows these high-growing SMBs to even more quickly and efficiently resolve their customer issues across all channels. And our new Business Insights, which enables managers on the go to see exactly everything that's happening in their support environment and operations, and identify areas that they can improve. Now, what's better than hearing about it and not seeing it? Sarah?
Thanks, Alex. HotelTonight is the world's first mobile-only booking solution. And they specialize in helping customers to book same-day hotel rooms on the go. Now, when the company was first founded, its two co-founders handled all of their customer support requests. But as you can see, they had unprecedented growth. They had over 6 million downloads of their app in 3 years. And they quickly found that this solution was not going to scale for their business needs. That's when they turned to Desk.com, because they needed a solution that they could get set up and running overnight that would grow and scale with their business. So let's dive into the demo and take a look. Here, we're looking at Holly's phone. Holly just got a last-minute ticket to Dreamforce, which is amazing. So the first thing that she did was she logged on to HotelTonight, and she booked one of the last available rooms in the city. But she grew worried, because a couple of hours later, she still hadn't received an email confirmation. Fortunately, service was one touch away. In one touch, Holly was able to access HotelTonight's self-service center, where she could quickly send off an email asking the support team to look into her issue for her. Now let's follow that issue and see where it goes. Here, we're looking at John's engagement console. John is using Desk.com's new engagement interface here. And on the left-hand side of the screen, we can see his filters. Filters are helping him to manage his workload and case queue. And we can see that he's getting cases coming in from social channels like Twitter and Facebook, along with traditional channels like email and phone. John goes into his inbox to see if any important cases have come in recently. And there at the top, he can see that he just received the email case from Holly. Since she's a VIP customer, he knows he needs to solve this quickly. So he dives right into the case. Here, he can quickly see all of the case details. And he can even see information that's being automatically pulled in from the Sales Cloud, letting him know that yes, her room was confirmed, but that for some reason, she just didn't receive her confirmation email. Great. John goes out and he can now quickly let Holly know that she is all set and can go check into her hotel room at any point in time. Case closed. But when John goes back out to his engagement console, he notices that his confirmation issue filter has a couple of cases that have come into it. And he's thinking, this is the same case that Holly just has. So let me look into it. He clicks into that filter, and he can see that he's getting a couple of these cases coming in just today. He dives into the next one to confirm that it is indeed the same case, and he decides that he needs to escalate this to his manager, Catherine. He can do that right from here, and he can even add a note letting Catherine know that they've received a couple of these issues recently, so she should look into it quickly for him. Now, Catherine gets a notification for this, but since she, like most managers, isn't sitting at her desktop all day, she's using Desk.com on her iPad. And here, we can see that she immediately dives into Desk.com's Business Insights tool. This is Desk.com's powerful new analytics and reporting platform. Here, using this intelligent service feature, Catherine can quickly run reports looking at the types of cases that are coming in and the channels that they're coming in from, and see that, in fact, her agents in San Francisco have gotten a large number of the same type of case in recently. And that must be because, guess what? Dreamforce is going on in San Francisco right now, and that's what happens when you have 130,000 people descend on one city for a couple of days. Catherine knows that she needs to get back in touch with all of these people quickly. So she goes back out to her agent console, and from here, she can select all of the individuals that have this same case. And now, to get back to all of them quickly, she's going to use a macro, a pre-built response for frequently asked questions. And look at this. In one action, Catherine can resolve all of those cases. That's scalable service. So now Catherine goes up to her inbox to check to see if any new cases have come in. And she's surprised to see a tweet up at the top. When she clicks into that, she notices that this is actually a tweet from Holly, that first customer that we helped out, letting us know that she's all set and she was able to check into her hotel room. So she's got a place to put up her feet after an amazing day at Dreamforce. Because service is the new marketing, Catherine can, right from here, retweet this to amplify that message. This is just a quick peek at how companies like HotelTonight are using Desk.com's amazing features to provide one-touch service for every customer and to increase agent and manager productivity with our new Business Insights tool. And all of this in a solution that you can get set up and running overnight that will grow and scale with your changing business needs. Thanks, everyone. Back to you, Alex.
Great job, Sarah. Now I'd like to welcome Patrick Cheeseman, who's the head of support for HotelTonight. Patrick, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, HotelTonight has had runaway success. I mean, it's been incredible. Tell us some of the challenges that you had in scaling your support early on before Desk.
Absolutely. It was coming up with finding a solution that would be able to monitor those daily issues, the simple support restraints that were upon us every single day, and then the reporting to go along with that. The reporting associated with Business Insights and Desk.com has allowed us to utilize that not only on a support basis, but company-wide. It's company-wide in terms of app enhancements, user experience, and not just support scope.
That's great. Now tell us a little bit more about, you touched upon Desk.com, but tell us a little bit more about how Desk.com was able to help you, especially as your business scaled so quickly. And I also remember hearing that the founders actually still do support, right? You guys practice whole company support. So tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. Support is front and center, and I think that's important for any company, that everybody has to have their hand in support. But at HotelTonight, Desk.com is that integral component that is a part of our support platform. It is our organization. It's keeping us ahead of our customer interactions. It's prioritizing responsibilities. The team is my team, the support team, is 100% virtual. So it is truly our beacon, not only of just support, but company support as well. So we rely on it heavily. In terms of the founders being involved, absolutely. They still read every single ticket. They're very much involved, and I think that says a lot about the company and says a lot about the support we extend.
Yeah, that's amazing. I know that that's one of your values. It's this whole idea of support moving from a department to a philosophy, and you guys truly practice that. What do you think is the future of support for you guys and for the industry?
Definitely. I mean, there's a lot of things to think about. One thing front and center is as we become geographically ubiquitous, breaking in and supporting those different areas that we're currently not in today. The support that we provide isn't just your standard cookie cutter support. It's a personalized connection. So we're going to need to understand in those areas what works and what doesn't work, and how to engage with those customers. The other piece is we pride ourselves on being an outlier. We look not to just exceed expectations. We look to exceed customer expectations. And with that, what we're doing today may not be good enough tomorrow. So continuing to look into our structure, the team structure, what we're doing, our creativity, and the user experience from the app perspective.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Patrick. Really appreciate you being here. Round of applause for Patrick, please. So now, we've talked to a company at one end of the scale, this incredible high-growth story from HotelTonight. I want to bookend this with a company from the other end of the scale, a global company, Hewlett-Packard, and I'm very delighted that we have John Moses, Global Vice President of Customer Care. John, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's always a pleasure when we get a chance to spend some time. Tell us a little bit about your journey with the Service Cloud and how that's gone.
Yeah. To talk about the journey at HP, you got to start with the heritage. So the company's been around for 75 plus years, and Bill Hewlett, Dave Packard, obviously established a company on tremendous values. And so the heritage is one of great customer service for a very long time. And not only great customer service in terms of caring about the customer, but an engineering pride and quality, and the people supporting the products really know those products. It started off with engineers themselves actually taking calls and solving those problems. So in our turnaround, customer service is really important, and we've lost our way a bit over the last decade, I would say, in terms of cost-cutting, acquisitions, those things, and maybe taking our eye off the ball. But with Meg Whitman leading, we know that customer service is integral. It's my job and my peers' jobs to make sure that customer service becomes integral to the product experience and the brand experience. So that's what we're about in terms of the heritage. What we've seen is the products themselves have evolved. The customers have had a change of their expectations, their needs, their requirements. And so we've seen this gap happen between our service infrastructure, our service model, our approaches, and what the demands of the day are. So we see that gap only growing. So over the last year or so, we've really set our eyes on what we have to do over the next 5 to 10 years to be relevant in the industry. And it starts with information technology, quite frankly. So we are examining everything we do, and we're changing just about every system we have. And one of the first decisions we made was Salesforce.com. So we knew that we needed to move from being a product-centric company to a customer-centric company. And quite frankly, that sounds like jargon, but we're a literal case where everything revolves around the product and not the customer. So we knew we needed to tackle that. So we made a decision on Salesforce to help us do it. We had some really strong business case and notions about what Salesforce.com or Service Cloud would do, and we've now gone live, and we've proven all those notions to be true. So we thought we could do this faster. We designed and developed the solution, which is the largest in the world, one of the largest in the world, in about 18 weeks, so 4.5 months, which is lightning fast. And we've seen the user experience, which we hope to give our agents, to be well received, really enthusiastic. And we've seen the metrics change. So we're really, really pleased.
I mean, that's incredible. How do you even begin to get your head around, and how does it impact the amazing scale that you have, how you think about support? 70 global contact centers, 15,000 agents, almost 100,000 cases a day. How do you instill that care, that heritage, and do it at this scale?
So clearly the numbers there you see, and that's not all of it, right? I mean, we have thousands of field technicians. We have tons of channel partners and people delivering support on our behalf, that all of those people have to be enabled. So you take that and then all the products. We're in many categories, from laptops to notebooks to desktops to workstations and printers, from inkjets to laser jets to presses. lots of products, all have lots of complexity that goes with those, and all the questions and scenarios and use cases. So complexity's a natural result. We don't want to bring that complexity to our customers. So we're actually using Salesforce as a catalyst to challenge the status quo. And we've directed the teams to actually start with Salesforce, the way it works out of the box, and customer ideals, process ideals, and to design our future based on that, not allowed to look at the current systems. We will look at the current systems after we've designed something to audit, to make sure we haven't missed something, but we're using Salesforce as a blank sheet to start over.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Speaking of the blank sheet, how do you think about this always-on, ever-connected customer and how that impacts your thinking?
When we think about the customer, first of all, there's a demographic change. You were talking about it. I mean, everybody's computing now, right? So the demographics are different. We used to talk about the tech-savvy customer and the non-tech savvy. You can imagine that proportion of non-tech savvy growing. So it's a different audience. The customer's perspective about their solution has changed. So the solution before, the PC was the home base. Everything hung off of your PC, and that's where everything was, and you felt safe about that. No, people don't see the solution that way. Their perspective's different. Now it's not, the starting point isn't always hardware. It's the ecosystem I'm a part of. It's the operating systems I'm using. It's my data. It's my apps. It's the services. Some of those are in the cloud. Some of those are on some devices or all my devices. So it's a very different perspective. And then the kinds of questions that the customers have are different. They have different needs about what they're looking for and where they're approaching us. They're coming in from external search engines. They're coming in from social media. So they're on the go. It's a very different context and when they want support and how they want support. So how we're adapting. We're adapting in a number of ways. The first is we're not talking about customers as customers anymore, but more as owners. So customers were customers that bought our product, and then we had an obligation if something broke in the warranty period and we'd fix it. Now we see customers as owners of devices that are life devices, which you were talking about. They're counting on it for their personal life, their professional life. They're really important to them, and we need to be there for them. So much more about owners. Our mission is our owners of our products and services will feel better about their future computing and printing experience with every passing interaction. So every time they talk to HP, we don't want to just solve a problem, which is present and past, but we want to help them with their future and to feel more confident and more accomplished. So that's one thing. The other is ecosystems and not hardware. So once again, we got to help beyond the box. We got to help with the gray space. More and more of the problems are not the box, but how it relates to other devices, how it relates to the cloud. So we're more engaged there. The other would be show me, don't tell me, right? We're used to writing long articles that tech people would read. You know, this is a different audience. Even the guys working in enterprises that are 20-something years old, they grew up with YouTube and the internet, and they want video, and they want rich media and schematics, and so we got to get more visual, right? And then probably last is outcomes. And not events. So we have been obsessed with events. What's the cost per call? What's the handle time? We got to think more about outcomes. So we're thinking about effort. How much effort do we put customers through? We're looking at advocacy, and we're becoming a net promoter company, and we care much more about the holistic experience with our customers.
That's amazing. I hope everybody took notes, right? Because there are some incredible learnings inside of what you just said. Now, you know, I also know, because you've told me, you've got some secret lab hidden underneath the ocean floor or something, and you guys are working on some amazing things, right? Can you share with us just a little nugget of kind of what you guys are doing?
Well, certainly this talk is inspiring, and all the stuff you're seeing is certainly stuff that we're thinking about and wanting to pursue. I don't have anything specific to share, but I'll give you some themes. So the first is make it matter. So on the back of every HP employee, on the back of our business cards, says make it matter. And that's really the theme of the company that Meg Whitman's driving. And when I ask my team, do we make it matter? You know, the answer is not really, not all the time. And we need to make post-sale support make it matter. Our products certainly matter, but in a support function, service function, are we making technology matter for that individual user? And so the theme is really about that, and that comes down to how do we help them not only solve a problem, but how do we help them do the things they want, which is to be connected, to configure all these devices, to feel like they're managing them, to feel protected. There's these attributes that we're not necessarily delivering today that we aspire to deliver tomorrow to make technology matter for them and to play a bigger role in their digital frontier, which is a phrase I use about our responsibility to help people push and drive to take advantage of technology in new ways that maybe they didn't know about or were scared to pursue. So that's a key theme. Second theme is we have to play to our strengths. So HP has a lot of assets, and we haven't really exploited or used those, and so we really want to take advantage of those. Our scale. We should be able to deliver more service for less. We should be able to give more interactions to our customers and spend more time with them because of our scale, our efficiency, because of our size. We also have an incredible amount of talent. And I heard Marissa Mayer last night talk about people that have been at Yahoo for 10 years and 15 years. We have people at HP for 25 and 30 years. And there's lots of people that raise their hand every quarter for those. So we've got lots of knowledge. We have 325,000 people. And we need to do what Salesforce calls as swarming. So there's no reason we can't solve almost every case if we bring the minds of HP together on those problems in real time. And we're hoping to use your software to really harness the ability and the knowledge that we have in the company across all of our divisions, not even just in the PC and printing division. So those are some of the key things, and we're certainly excited about the future.
That's great. Thank you so much, John. Give John a big round of applause. I mean, how inspiring is that? If HP can go back to their roots, if they could put the customer or the owner in the center of their universe and make it matter, I think that's how we all should be thinking about this. Now, I want to go back to the beginning. I asked all of you to close your eyes to imagine that customer experience. How many of you gave that customer experience a 5? There's not many of you. Okay, how many of 4? Wow, not that many. I imagine 3 or less for the rest of you, or you're just shy in raising your hands? Okay, well, the good news is that's why we're here. We deeply care about this stuff. We're super passionate. We want to be your partner. We want to stand with you shoulder to shoulder as you improve your support experience for your customers, because at the end of the day, that matters. Thank you all so very much. Come and see us at the Engagement Center. There are some amazing Service Cloud sessions, and stay around to see the Salesforce One Marketing Cloud presentation. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the rest of your Dreamforce.